What's up, my civil? Welcome back to another episode of the Creative Podcast. We are here with a huge name on the internet, Mr. Brandon Broady. You may have seen
What's
him on
up?
Out Def. You've seen him floating around on the internet with a lot of his stand-up stuff. That's amazing. You might have seen some of his sketches. And if you're not following him on YouTube right now, I'd punch yourself in the face. I don't know what you're doing.
punch themselves in the face.
Yeah, everybody, just do it right now. Wait, no. After we're done with the interview, don't do it now.
Right. Yeah. Listen to the interview and punch yourself later.
Yeah. Then do that. Mm-hmm. How are you doing, man? How are you feeling?
Doing good, man. I'm glad we were able to reschedule this. You and I have been going back and forth trying to figure out a time when we can get this podcast done. So I appreciate you for being flexible, and we can make this happen right now.
Geez. So I've got a lot of questions, man. I got a lot of questions, but I think we should probably start at the beginning because that's the blessed place. I'm to hear more now. That's the best place to start. How did you get into comedy? Like, how did comedy find you, or did you find comedy, that type of thing?
Yeah, I think that it was kind of a mutual thing. I think we found each other. I honestly, I've always been a class clown. I was a kid that used to get kicked out of class, not because of my, not because I was bad, but just I had to get that joke out. And now my grades were good, but my behavior was trash. So it was like, I'm telling you, it literally gave me physical pain if teacher said something and I had a joke to go right with it. And it was one of those things I had to get out. But I grew up on a lot of TV, video games, a lot of pop culture, so I had all types of references. I had a good memory, so I think that attributed to, starting to kind of go in this direction. My parents are fairly funny. My mom is unintentionally funny. She's more of an introvert, but she just says wild stuff in such a soft-spoken tone. My dad is he cusses he'll cuss at church, while delivering a sermon or something, so. I used to get to that class, and it wasn't until a teacher my freshman year in high school that kind of was starting to try to introduce me to acting and everything. And at that time, I thought acting was for losers and emo people. So I didn't want to align myself. I was a person that thought I was going to be in the NBA. I thought I had hoop dreams, but I was short, so that didn't happen. But he got me he kept asking me to do audition for these shows. And then there was a time when I was supposed to be doing this project for Romeo and Juliet. We had to take scenes from Romeo and Juliet and create modern day scenes. And so my group and I, we filmed it, and he liked it. He said, you should audition for the plays. I was like, nah. And then my sophomore year, same thing. It was for the Odyssey. We filmed a scene from the Odyssey. It was really funny. And my teacher at that time told my other teacher, yo, I think he should really audition. And I was still kind of not comfortable. So then by my junior year, I remember I finally auditioned. Well, my girlfriend at the time was auditioning for the play, and so she told me I should audition too. So I was like, all right, with that. And so I did it, ended up getting cast. The show was called My Son is Crazy But Promising, and it was a comedy. And I ended up, telling my friends, they're like, oh my God, we're going to come over and roast the hell out of you, because this is crazy we all play sports, and now I'm about to do a play. They're like, you're doing a play? So they ended up coming, and these guys that were playing varsity football, it was a popular crowd. And they came and they were really just blown away. They're like, yo, you're actually pretty good and all that. And they were like, not even no hate. So my senior year, I got more comfortable, and I ended up hosting our pep rally. I hosted the morning announcements. I hosted the talent show at the end of the year. And then I did another play, and I did a musical. So at that point I was like, whoa, it finally clicked that entertainment and doing this is for me. Come college, I got my degree in film and acting, and I started doing stand-up at that time as well. So just all these things started merging together, and comedy was the thing that was the through line through everything. Comedy was the thing that really interested me. Even when, as far as film was concerned, I wanted to know how I could make funny films or sketches and just learn that type of process. And here I am now, man. It's comedy's giving me everything that I've earned.
That's wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's wow. Yeah. I still don't know if this is for me yet. I'm still figuring it out, but that's
comedy, you mean, or entertainment?
Just entertainment in general. I mean, comedy is I'm a huge fan of comedy. Comedy is how I, dealt with a lot of situations. Well, I don't know if this counts, but maybe Nate Robinson, if he becomes a comedian, he can turn this whole situation around.
Yeah, my friend just showed me some funny Nate Robinson video where he's like trying to order Big Mac from McDonald's. You know, it's just so like him like having this post-traumatic stress of losing, you know, or everyone trying to square up with him. It's a shame, man.
Ah, man, did you see that fight? Ah, it looks so bad. It looks terrible. Nate
Yeah, I
looked like
watched it live.
Nate looked like he was swimming. Nate looked like he
Yeah.
was he was like Dory or something.
Well, they say the new phrase is like, you know, I'm going Nate. You know what I mean? That's the whole.
My favorite meme was the NBA never box again. That was my favorite one.
Never box again. Wow, that's hilarious. I didn't see that one. That's good. Never box again.
Your Jigglypuff one also was amazing.
Oh, Jigglypuff. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Yo, that one got a lot of shares too. That was crazy. I didn't really expect everyone to get such a, you know, unique Pokemon reference, but everyone got it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Pokemon is huge. Like there's.
But I left no context. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of like put the image there and like, I mean, I put Jigglypuff "you sleep" in the caption. But it did. Yeah, it got 494 shares, which is pretty good for just one post like that.
Yeah, no, I like that. That was funny because I'm not even a huge fan of Pokemon like that. Simply because I felt like they posed too much in that show. It just got annoying. Like they'd be doing coin tosses and everybody like, we're about to do a coin toss. And it's like, calm down. Just toss the damn coin. What is all of this noise?
That's anime though, you know, they got to do graphics behind it.
Nah, but nobody posed like Pokemon. Pokemon took the cake. Like, I know people look at Dragon Ball Z and they look at the Ginyu Force and they're like, yo, those niggas used to pose. Nah, Pokemon took the cake for everything. Ash should be eating a burger and he have to announce it. I'm eating a burger. Okay.
Yeah.
We get it. But yeah,
it's also because it's for, you know, for kids, so it's like kids are trying to make it educational in a way, you know. They're trying to slickly throw in the education value, so that I can understand that.
Okay, I mean, I don't know what education value was there in Eddie Brock. What was it, Brock?
Brock, yeah.
Yeah, being a pervert, but all right.
yeah, that's true. With Nurse Joyce.
Nah, dude, anywhere. Like, I don't even know how he won any matches with women. Because, like, he would drop whatever he was doing and be like, oh, my gosh, he is pretty. You a cartoon man, right?
Well, I think, I totally am.
Ever watch Johnny Bravo by any chance? Because that's also...
Way back in the day. I mean, I can't remember any episodes for anything, but I definitely watched it. I just remember he was like a Guido type of dude, you know?
Yeah. No, well, he was never successful. That's all I remember is that he was never like a lot of people looked at that show as problematic. It would never air now, never ever. Like I don't even think Pokemon would air would use a Eddie Brock character anymore because you know Weinstein ruined that for every. Weinstein
you keep saying Eddie Brock. Eddie Brock is Venom.
Was it? What's his name?
Eddie Brock it's just Brock, but Eddie Brock is Spider-Man.
Why do I keep thinking Eddie Brock?
Because it's strange.
I'm gonna get my nerd card revoked. Like there's people with pitchforks right now.
No, they're mad
at my door. They're
like, if he says Eddie Brock one more time, I swear to God,
I'm gonna make him do the Nate Robinson challenge. Bet.
Right. Yeah. Nate yourself.
Anyway, but I mean, like, I just remember like a lot of cartoons, very old cartoons. There was a lot of stuff where it was just like, whoa, I did not realize that. Like Pepe Le Pew and all of them. But I mean,
you can't do a lot of that stuff no more, man. Pepe Le Pew for sure was a rapist, man. He's disrespectful. that cat was trying to get away from his ass. You know what I'm saying? And it's the thing. The sad thing is, she wasn't even a skunk. You know what I mean? Wasn't even the same. He didn't give a shit. He's like cross breeding with other. Like, come on, man. She ain't even a skunk, fam.
And he didn't even ask, like, no permission. He
never asked. He just sprayed some perfume in the air and thought like, or some cologne and thought like, yeah, that's all I need to do. I'm French. Some Pepe Le Pew. Yeah.
I even as a kid, like I thought something was wrong. Like I thought something was just like this.
Didn't feel right.
That can't be right.
Yeah. You watched it like, hold on. It's there's so much. I mean, hell, I just watched this movie, Never Been Kissed recently. So that's an older. It's like Drew Barrymore, David Arquette, bunch of like everyone's in it. But the main plot point is that she's an undercover. It's like a 21 Jump Street type of thing. She's like an undercover reporter posing as a high schooler and starts falling for her teacher. But hold on, the teacher doesn't know that she's not of age, that she's not overage. He doesn't know that. He just is like low key falling in love with this student, and they're just acting like everything's cool about it. They're just like, hey, rom com, you know what I'm saying? But like, it's mad weird because every scene that they're together, the music starts getting all like lovable, lovey, and like it's giving innuendo, and he stares into her eyes, and it's like, yo, this is you can't show movies like this right now.
Well, I mean, hey, granted, sometimes some of it is for the better. Hey, like, that is all types of wrong.
That's the 90s, man.
No, hey, 90s, 2000, that was the wild, wild west. We got white chicks. We got got a whole bunch of stuff that you can't show right now.
For sure, yeah.
I mean, speaking of Johnny Bravo, though, like that was one cartoon, ironically, that taught me I always have to be careful about how I approach women. Like it was weird.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people look at Johnny Bravo now and they're like, there is no way I would. I was like, he failed a lot of the time. There is not one chick that he bagged. Even in the last episode when you thought they were gonna give it to him, he messed it up so bad. And I was just like, Johnny Bravo is an example of what not to do. So if you're ever doing what Johnny Bravo is doing,
if you want to learn game, watch Johnny Bravo. See how he fails.
Yeah, man. But speaking of which, do you have while we're here, do you have like a top 5 cartoons, or you know what I'm saying, like a top 5?
Yeah. So number 1 off the top would be The Simpsons. Then it would be Family Guy, then South Park, and then what the other two be? I really like Gumball.
Okay.
Yeah, what's the Adventures of Gumball? I mean, that's just coming to my head right now. How would be the other two that I really like? Man, the top 3 are easy, but I've seen like every episode of Simpsons, Family Guy, South Park. Man, what would the 2 of the other ones be? I mean, I guess like Pokemon was in there. I watched Pokemon heavy, Dragon Ball Z. That's more anime, but that's definitely in there.
I
know.
Okay.
Star Wars Rebels.
Oh
yeah, that shit is fire.
Star Wars. Yeah, no, that's actually really good.
It's an
I have
animated
an
show.
issue with Star Wars though. Like I have 2 issues. One, there's only one Black Jedi. That kind of bothers me. There's only Sam Jackson, and he gets thrown out a window. I was like, come on, man. And he gets thrown out a window by a freaking emo Hot Topic over there, Spider-Man 3. Christian
Haydenson.
The sand. That's the dude who killed Samurai Jack. I mean Samurai Jack. I'm messing up all my references right now. Sam Jackson. That's the dude who killed Sam Jackson though. Like the dude who hates the sand. I was so mad. I was so mad.
They got a lot of memes that Samuel Jackson might not be dead, so they still, or Mace Windu's character.
He gone. That's a nigga. Like we have better chances of a dude with one eyeball coming back than Sam Jackson coming back. I don't think after Finn didn't get it, there is no way we getting another Black Jedi again.
Well, they're trying to tease like he's force sensitive, but we'll see if he trains.
He's been force sensitive for 3 movies and never did anything, and he never even won his fights by himself. Like they were all by luck.
That's true.
I didn't like that, man. And then the other thing I think is that Star Wars is the only universe where the good guys never win. Like never, ever, ever. Every time the rebels win, they manage to mess it up, and then another empire comes in and takes over again. Like,
but you know what? That's it's kind of reflective of our society. You know what I mean? Like it's every time you think stuff's going good, the government's like, no. Let me fuck this up real quick. No. Y'all thought y'all was having fun? No. Stay at home order once again. That's what we are right now. We're having too much fun. It's the empire, bro.
They just stay winning. The empire just stays winning.
You telling me people ain't evolving like slowly into storm, like mass and everything? They're slowly evolving into stormtroopers. Like people are just.
So
like,
now
look at them protests, man. It look crazy.
We just need an Imperial March theme, and then we good, like we said.
I'm telling you, that's what the cops look like at these protests. Like all the people kind of have different clothes, look a little raggy taggy, like kind of like the rebels. And then the police is like everyone's just straight up like soldiers, like stormtroopers.
Yeah, it's hectic. It's hectic, especially your side. Like here, we're kind of all the way open. Like we had a lockdown and we had a really strict one, And
Where
now,
are you?
like, yeah, South Africa. I'm in South
In
Africa.
South Africa? Oh, cool. So
Yeah.
what time is it there right now?
Oh, right now it is 12:30 in the a.m. in the morning, somewhere there.
Oh, wow. So
Yeah,
it's night. It's late.
yeah. But I mean,
It's afternoon for me.
yeah, I'm nocturnal, bro. No
All
Wuhan.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Batman. No Wuhan. Like it's all
Got it.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So yeah, with the Star Wars though, like I'm trying to get it back into it and all of this stuff, and I love everything around Star Wars. It's just like the main movies kind of disappointed me with a lot of things,
Mhm.
not just Finn. Like the way Luke kind of goes out, that was just, bruh. I was like, oh man, come on.
Yeah, it was weak. It just flowed
It
away.
really
Yeah.
was. I was like, you should have at least gone out like Obi if you were going to go out. Like,
I thought he was gonna go out fighting Kylo, man. Like, like for real fighting him.
yeah,
Like I
like
thought,
not this
not this
meditation.
projection, man. Nah, I wasn't with that either. I wasn't with a lot of the things, and truthfully, like that's why I like. I think Rogue One is amazing. Solo sucked. And Mandalorian has been honestly the only thing that's been saving Star Wars as far as recent installments, because the sequel trilogy is just like, it looks good, it looks great, but like when you go to the story, you're like, man, this is trash. Like this is really solid. It's a Monday morning trash, you know?
Like the way Rey opens up her force powers, I was like, come on, bro. Like people, like I love it when like people who don't watch anime and they be like, how could he just do that out of nowhere?
Yeah.
I was like, dude, have you seen some of the stuff they've done in like regular Western geek media? Like Rey opening up, I was like, come on.
And then the fan service moments were so corny because like they introduce the character, be like, wait, I know a guy. And then they play like they're like, hi, I'm Lando. Like, come on, yo. Like, don't what? That shit was so corny to me.
Yeah, I've struggled to stay on with Star Wars. I haven't even watched The Mandalorian yet, believe it or not.
Woo, you're missing out. The Mandalorian's fire, and the internet doesn't lie. That's why Baby Yoda has gone super viral, and it's like a regular meme now because the show is popular. People are there for it. You don't see too many people hating on any of the Mandalorian stuff. And I don't know if you watch any of the, like, again, if you watch Rebels or Clone Wars, any of the cartoons.
Yeah, I watched all of that.
So they're tying a lot of that stuff into the Mandalorian. So you're getting able to see some live action characters that were in the animated.
Oh, like I'm trying to make sure I don't get her name wrong because now I know people's gonna be mad.
The new chick, right? Ahsoka.
Yeah, Ahsoka Tano, right?
Ahsoka Tano, yeah. So they got Zoe. They got what's her name? Rosario Dawson playing.
Yeah, Rosario Dawson is just eating money. Like she is just her house is made of money at this point.
It's made of gold and shit right now.
she's getting DC checks. She's getting Marvel checks. She's getting Star Wars checks. Like, that is some nice life right now. She is just in everything. She's gonna be a Bush in the next Transformers movie or something.
That'd be hilarious. Yeah, that'd be great.
She's gonna be patching up Transformers or something. Yeah,
it's cool to see Ahsoka, live action. So, again, like I say, get into the Mandalorian because they did it right there. Your man John Favreau, he's doing it right. And then he also lets a lot of the people direct different episodes. So there's like an episode that Carl Weathers directed. He's a character on the Mandalorian, got to direct the episode. You had your girl, what's her name? Bryce Dallas Howard directed the episode. What's the name? It's interesting. Bill Burr was on the episode.
Oh yeah, I heard about Bill Burr being there. Okay.
Yeah, it's real dope, man. They did it right. It's simple. It's simple to make Star Wars good, man. People get there for the basic storyline. It's a space western. That's all it is. It's a space western. You pace it out like that, you're good, man. Everyone else started putting all these other elements in and changed it from what it was originally meant to be.
Because the thing that always attracted me to Star Wars was obviously the Jedi. Like that's the only thing that made it better than Star Trek for me.
That's what's cool with Mandalorian, because the Jedi, when they talk about Jedi and Mandalorian, they're like, Jedi? What are we talking? Some wizards? Yeah, right. Magic? All right. Like it's a joke because we've always seen it from the point of view of Jedis, that actually, and we're like, oh shit. But everyone in the galaxy, if you've never seen a Jedi, you don't believe that shit. It's like like it's almost like with us, like, we hear of Bigfoot, you're like, does Bigfoot really exist? We don't know, you know?
Yeah, I'll give it a chance. Like, I'll legit give it a chance. I've been hearing a lot of good things, but I've also been busy like watching some other stuff, a lot of anime stuff recently. But yeah, I'll give Mandalorian a chance. Like, it sounds
Yeah.
like they're doing great stuff with it. And I haven't heard anything like, extremely terrible. I haven't heard any like they apparently and they tied in midichlorians properly in the Mandalorian, which is what I'm interested to see as well. Because like
Mhm.
that was something I was personally annoyed by that because I didn't like the fact that you had to have a special composition because that's how it became the Skywalker show or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, until we got that nice reveal in the third movie where Palpatine is back because this nigga apparently cannot die. Palpatine stayed coming back. Palpatine
Yeah.
don't go nowhere. And
You're
it's
not
like,
going to.
and then I had weird questions in my head, like who
Well,
had
they're
sex,
starting to maybe tie in some of those ideas into the
but who
Mandalorian
had
too.
sex with Palpatine? Who?
Oh,
Like,
wow. Yeah, and they had sex with an old Palpatine at that. That means that he had already been struck up by lightning, and he still got the smash.
like Palpatine looked like a dying lizard. Who did
Yeah.
that?
Right. No, it was bad. It
Yeah,
was
well,
bad. It
some
made no
people
sense.
said he was like a politician, so he apparently
He got
could
a lot of kids all over the place.
maybe,
Yeah,
maybe.
he's out there smashing.
Oh, poor women. Like, imagine I imagine having Palpatine over you. That is just, that is just drywall. That is just flaky paint, right?
Maybe you can use the Force to clean himself up for a little bit for like a good 30 minutes, and then he's like like back to his.
Dude, even healthy Palps didn't look good, bro. In those prequels, healthy Palps didn't even look good. Ugh. Like
Yeah, he has the power up, so he can do what he wants.
yeah, I guess so. Hashtag protect women, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Getting off of Star Wars and all of that stuff, I wanted to ask you about ADD. Like, how did you run into ADD? Like, how did that become a thing?
So when All Def Digital started, this is almost like must have been eight some years ago. Russell Simmons was the one that was kind of spearheading it, right? So the team that they originally had, this guy named Jay Kim knew Donnell Rawlings, who's kind of like my mentor, and we were basically trying to pitch different projects to them. So we ended up pitching a few, and they were going to use some of the content. So I kind of like started getting in the mix, and then I had a lot of friends that were getting jobs and getting gigs there, or like they were looking for content. So I'd submit my own content, and then it just built a rapport where I was always kind of in the mix, doing different stuff. And then when I started producing different things. I produced a music video, Taco Tuesday. They put on their thing for me, and then I did the 12 Days of Christmas. I did a parody to that. And then when they did Roast Me, that was one of those things where I was in the pilot, so I was one of the people that helped got the show sold. So they had us in a room, and we just had to kind of roast each other, and it was just very just casual. But it was like they knew that I roasted, and it was always Joan. In DC we call it joning. I'm from the Washington DC area, and we call it joning, but roasting is the same thing. And so through that, and then just doing dad jokes and all that, it's like I've just been with All Def. It's always been a great source of income, and a great source of just to get content creation out, because it does represent the culture, and I like the direction that it's going, especially with the gaming, with the All Def Latino now, and you have the All Def Cannabis vertical. So there's a lot of things where it's really people are able to find their niche within the All Def community. So there were times where I would go shoot a show, and so I'd be MIA. I couldn't shoot with them for like maybe a few months on end. But then as soon as I, wrapped on a show or whatever, I'd hit them up, and then they'd be like, yeah, we got some things you could jump in, or you can be a part of this, or can you write this, and yada, yada. So it's always been like able, it's like that, like, it's like coming home, you can go home whenever you want.
That's so cool. That is so cool. But the way y'all roast each other, yeah. Like you'll be in the you'll be in the room, and you like I'm uncomfortable on behind the screen. I'm just like, God,
of course.
God, Brody.
Yo, we go hard. But the funny thing is that like as soon as the camera's off, it's all daps. Everyone's like, how's your family? How's everything going? All that. Like it's all love. And then it's like we're like actually like all friends in real life. Like I can hit up any of them at any point right now and just say what's up, and that's
No,
the
I
cool
think
thing.
like you it translates on screen very well, but it's just like the roast themselves are just like off by
Oh, yeah.
themselves. It's like, yo, y'all are not friends. Like what you
No,
said
we
to
go
Fu,
hard.
I remember what you said to Fu, and I died, but I was just like, God damn, like well, Fu looks like a black t-shirt wearing a black t-shirt.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot about that one. That's hilarious. Yeah.
No, I constantly watch a lot of roast me and all of that stuff because a lot of that content is insane. What I also noticed, and I wanted to ask you about this because you're a comedian and you do roasting, right? Like
Yeah.
there's a stark difference. Like I've seen comedians who can't roast, and I've seen roasters who can't do stand up. Like there's a line. Could you talk about that difference for a second?
Yeah, I mean, there's just a style and a cadence. I mean, the thing about like roasting or joning or bagging, as you call it, it's just like really it's really in the moment, off the top of your head type of situation, type of style, and it's the cadence, like it's like you gotta give it like a setup. The setups are more like this blah 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 looks like a da 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 da, or your boy your blah 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 is built like this, or your man's blah blah blah, or it's like that style of it. There is a specific style, and it's just the words, the last word you say has to hit, and then the thing is with those, if it hits off that, then people are going to jump in and do kind of an act out. They're going to act out that part, so like you've seen, like a lot of the guys will set up something, like this nigga Billy be, his nigga come home mad at him and hits him or something, and then they're like, I told you to make another saying, saying like something
Yeah.
like that, and like and then so like it's that type of style, and then it just will keep stacking it if it's a good joke. Everyone will just keep stacking it because you don't let it die out. So then that's how people get roasted. But then you have another style of roasting, which is more like, I want to say, for like the roast of a person, like where it's like where the jokes are more like completely like structured, like it's where they have like a roast master, like a roast,
Mm.
like the Jeff Ross roast, like that's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
different
yeah.
thing, and it's not all the same because, and you have those different styles, and then again, stand up is its own style of jokes too. You still have your setups, you still have your punches, but it's like you're speaking to an audience about about what it is. So it's like that not everyone can do all of it. Some can do, some can't do. Some I've seen amazing comedians that cannot roast. That just they freeze up. They can't handle that heat. That being all quick on your feet type of thing. And then in retrospect, or on the converse, you see comedians, that can't, or you see roasters that can't do like structured stand up. They think you can just go up there and just do crowd work and drone on your audience, and that's not what people want either. Um, so there's a stark difference.
Yeah, no, because I always see that in the comments sometimes, and then you want to get mad and fight with people, but it's the internet, so you're just gonna be there forever. Like I watch
Mhm.
episodes, and they'll be like, "Oh man, T Murph, he's not funny," and I was like, "Dude, have you seen a set of T Murph? Have you seen like T Murph's set? Like he's a monster."
Yeah, we all, and see, and like even me, like they might say like, oh, he's the worst roaster on this episode, or I'm the best roaster on another episode, or like what it is, and then, but the thing is, people that know me know, like I'm not in there because it's a coincidence. You know what I'm saying? We're all in there because we work hard. We're all comedians that have been, we got skills. You see what I'm saying? Like people, but they don't understand. Like it's like a lot of people don't even know that I host a Nickelodeon show. You know what I'm saying? For the all deaf community, and vice
Yeah,
versa.
yeah. I actually wanted to ask you about that. Like, how did that come? Because, like, I mean, if we're looking at your set and we're looking at a lot of your stuff, it's not Nickelodeon. It's not Nickelodeon friendly. You know what I'm saying? So I was
Oh,
like, how
behind
did?
me?
Yeah, yeah. No, not behind you. I'm just saying, like, your content,
Oh no!
all
Oh
your
yeah,
jokes and
yeah.
stuff. So I'm
Not
like, how did you
now.
get
Yeah, because
a?
we're not filming right now. But no, when I was filming that show, I would definitely clean my Instagram up and all my social accounts. I'll make sure that there was nothing, no language, nothing derogatory, because I had, you know, kids and parents probably checking on my page, that type of thing. And I know Nickelodeon, they straight up had me one time. I was playing with this Snapchat filter I got obsessed with for like a good month and a half. And it was this officer filter where it turned your face into like a cop. And so I was going around like playing this character who I was calling Officer Broady, and I said I was looking for the drugs and whoring, and I literally put people on my camera and be like, "You got any drugs? You got any?" Like I was pranking people, you know. So they saw it, one of my posts, and were like, "Hey, we feel that this might not go by the Nickelodeon standards. Wonder if you could take this down." And I was like, "Absolutely!" I took that shit down so fast. It's like I'm not
You
messing
know,
up this
there's
kid
gonna be
money,
like
you know?
6 people who's like, this
Yeah,
nigga sold out to Nickelodeon. It's like,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. A lot of people would, you know.
Oh hell yeah! Yeah.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Yep. I would have a Nickelodeon tattoo if they asked me to work.
Yeah, man. Exactly.
Yeah, I always hate that thing of selling out. Like selling out to me is doing something you said you would never do. Like working for Nickelodeon and taking down posts. Oh, I have no problem.
That's not
Because
selling out, in my opinion. That's just part of your that's your job like description. You know, it's what you gotta do for your job. Like people don't get mad if you go get a job at Marshalls or Kohl's or Ross and you're like, oh, like oh, you don't bring your gun to work? Like, no, I can't bring my gun to work, man. I'm working at Marshalls. So it's the same thing, you know. I can't bring my gun to work at Nickelodeon. You gotta leave that. You gotta leave it at the house.
I mean, I've never understood that. Like a lot of people will like bag on a lot of entertainers for like wearing dresses, like that whole wearing dress argument. And I'm like, as long as they didn't say on camera, I will never wear a dress in my entire life.
Mm.
They can wear whatever they want. Like I
The
have
dress thing is weird though because it seemed like it was almost like a test at emasculating the black man for a while. You know, that's the
no, I
one thing.
definitely
It's like
understand that.
because it was almost like they would have. I mean, the hell, I had a situation with BET where they tried to make me do something that was like I should have said no to. They had this dude that went viral, some white guy that was like rollerblading around town and he had booty shorts on. And so this was like this viral video, this white guy in like England or something like that. So they said they wanted me to do that. They said they wanted to do a parody of that. And I was like, what's funny about that? They're like, you know, like you, like, you know, you're like in booty shorts, you're twerking and stuff. I was like, I don't twerk. I'm not going to be in booty shorts. Like, that's not my that's not my style. Like, who's that funny to, you know? And I basically fought against it. And I was like, I'm not doing that, you know? And it's interesting because, you know, BET is one of those networks that prides itself with, you know, empowering women and empowering, you know, our females and everything. But at the same time, at that point, I felt like I was being emasculated, you know? Like why do I have to wear like this is not it's not me. So I'm glad that I fought against it because you know the show that I was doing didn't like it's not like it's in longevity, you know what I mean? So it was just a flash in the pan. So I'd have been so mad to have done something for something that wasn't even on the air that long.
No, I mean I get that. I definitely get that. And I'm saying like people who are saying they're not for that, like you saying you're not for that, totally understand. That's fine. And I think people are allowed to make choices, most definitely. Like if you're not gonna do something, nothing should compel you to do it. Like there should be no money on the table,
Yeah,
nothing
it's just
for
gotta
you to
be
do that.
funny,
Yeah.
like you know, not just trying to like I just couldn't see the funny in doing that, you know, that like me, like it just seemed really like you guys know my style of comedy. You see what I do. Like you don't see me doing stuff like that. Like get someone that is comfortable doing that. That would be doing
Yeah,
that.
that's
You
all
know,
I'm saying though. That's all I'm saying though. To me, that's selling out when you're doing something that you're not comfortable with for a check.
it's
That
not your
is,
style. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when Martin did Big Mama's House, it still felt
Mhm.
like it was a Martin project. It didn't feel
Yeah,
like there
because
was
he was
other hands.
yeah he was like undercover, right?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
undercover, and I'm saying like you watched the movie, it felt like it was Martin's imprint. It didn't feel like there was some studio hand in there making him wear this Big Mama
No, and
suit.
even that, like being a big mama, it's just funny. Do you know what I mean? Like that's a funny character to play. It's not like he's just like playing like a woman, you know, like
Mm,
or I don't know. I don't even know how to put it, but like it wasn't just. It didn't feel like just he's put on a dress. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like he's actually playing like it's almost like I'd attribute to like Eddie Murphy playing all the clumps and you know that type of thing. It's just another character. It's not just simply you know the sake of putting a dress on him.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think studios do that. I definitely think studios do try to make people who are not comfortable in being a certain thing be a certain way. Like,
Yeah.
I remember seeing an interview with Godfrey where they wanted him to be more like Kevin Hart, and it was just like, bro, that doesn't make any sense. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
can't be like a certain person, especially in this arena, because people will smell the fakeness on you so fast. Like,
Yeah.
they will smell that you're trying to pretend to be somebody else so quickly, and whatever you do,
Mm-hmm.
it will tank. It will tank.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, yeah, at the same time, if you're doing something that you're comfortable with, and then you're like quote unquote fans are like, oh my gosh, he's selling out. It's like, relax. You don't pay any of my bills. Like, calm down.
That's the truth. And
You
that's the
don't
way
take
you
my
have to
kids
look
to
at it too.
school. You don't take my kids to school. You don't fill my fridge. You're just commenting on Instagram and YouTube. Like, relax. You
Yeah,
know.
and a lot of people, they like, yeah, that's a good point. If you're not paying my bills, you don't even have to. What does it have to do with you?
And for me, I'm just like, unfollow me. Like, please.
Mm-hmm.
Please. The unfollow button is right there. Do yourself a favor. If I'm not the guy you think I am, just hit that unfollow button real quick. Your
Yeah,
sanity will be preserved, and you don't have to see my ass ever again. Like, this
yeah.
thing of being a fake fan where you comment and hate every like 5 seconds, when Wayne was big and everybody was like, this is the worst rapper alive. It's like, wow. I mean, you took all that time out of the day to just announce to nobody that this is the worst rapper alive. Okay. Sure.
I mean, people, it's just people gonna hate,
Yeah. No,
but again,
I
it's
made like a mini sketch about hater logic. So basically what it
mhm.
was is, it was like a Vine. Remember that? When Vine was alive? Ooh.
Yeah, yeah, right. That
Yeah, I
was a
was
blast from the past.
I was really trying. I was really trying to get famous on Vine. Anyway, besides the point. But yeah, I was like, what's this? So I took like a cup of coffee, right? And then I'm drinking it. I'm like, this coffee sucks. But the character keeps drinking it. And then it's like, well, why are
Hmm.
you drinking it? Because people have to know how bad it is. That's literally hater logic to me. It's like they're announcing how bad something is, and they need
While
people
they're
to
still
know
consuming
while
it,
they're still consuming it. I was like, that
yeah,
doesn't make any sense to
that's
me.
hater logic, bro. Straight up, that's exactly what it is.
All
Um,
right. Speaking of comedy, though, like
mhm.
I've talked to a couple of comedians. I've talked to Big Irish J, which he was nice enough to come on the podcast as well. And then I also spoke to Manny Martin Jr. And I just wanted to I asked them about their opinions on like the positives and negatives of comedy. Do you have any particular positive and negatives from your side in terms of comedy?
I
Like, we
think
can start negative first, and then we can go positive.
um the negatives of comedy. I mean, where do you start? There's so much. The pay, the fact that comedy clubs are closed right now,
Yeah.
the I mean the process. No, I mean it's and then it's interesting because you speak negative, but I think that like it's the amazing thing about comedy is you're able to flip it all into positive. We take these negative experiences and you're able to really turn them into solid jokes about the negative experiences. So in a weird way, the negative and as far as a comedian is concerned can become the positive. I had a show I did once, and it was a negative experience where I kept getting bumped. And basically that means you're getting kicked booted to the back of the list. You think you're about to go up next, then a bigger name comes in and they're like, all right, you're gonna go after him. You're gonna go after him. So I did this one night. It was like the 13th anniversary celebration of Crack 'em Up Thursdays at the Comedy Store in West Hollywood. And I kept getting bumped. And the host kept coming to me like, I swear to God, you going up next, man. Yeah, I got you. I got you. Then somebody else would come in like, oh man, Spank just showed up. So I promise after Spank, you gonna go right up after him. Then they decided they said, all right, man. So look, they just brought the cake in. So we gonna do the cake ceremony. They gonna sing real quick, and then you going up right after that. And normally I wouldn't have been so upset, but like I went up after the cake, man, and like I couldn't follow a cake. Like the cake straight up took all the shine. People were talking during my set, like, yo, let me get a piece of that. Hey, can I get some of that cake? They set off a sparkler on the cake while I'm like, so guys, so who's ever like the traffic is, and then they light a sparkler up and this thing goes, it's not it's not candles. They had a sparkler on the cake. A girl's hair partially caught on fire, and that's not a lie. Kanisha
She
Bus,
got the
comedian.
Michael Jackson.
She was right there close to the cake, and it sparkled in her hair. So now she's patting her hair out.
Oh my
And the
gosh.
sparks sparkling on the cake while I'm just trying to get into my set. And I just looked at her and said, man, fuck y'all. Like, but what happened from that experience, it became a part of a joke. So then I went to the stage like 2 weeks later and told that experience, and it got people standing up on it because it was so real. They remembered it. But I think that, like, again, so it's hard to say the negatives are negative. I mean, because you can always make it a positive. I mean, of course, the pay is there. If you're getting paid, it's great. If you're not getting paid, it can be really difficult. It's hard when you have bad relationships with other comedians, when you have bad relationships with other bookers, when you feel like somebody may have stolen your joke. Or somebody accuses you of stealing a joke. These are things that I think are the worst. Of course, having a bad set, that doesn't feel good. Getting heckled, if you can handle it and combat it in the appropriate way. But if a heckler wins, that doesn't feel good either. Or just going up to a show and then it gets canceled, your spot completely gets bumped from the night. There's a lot of shit. A joke that you think is gonna work, that always works, and this one night it doesn't work because you find out that somebody gets offended by it. Excuse me. It's a lot of those things, man. Positives is that you're your own competition. Like you're only in competition with yourself because it's about your work ethic. You shouldn't really compare yourself to other comedians or their trajectories. You are in true competition with yourself. It's about how hard you want to work, how hard you want to, how bad do you want it, and because you're the only one up there essentially. Like the audience is a cast member, but it's like you don't know what the audience is going to do. You can't depend on them. You can only depend on yourself. That's the beauty in it, that you don't have to worry about anyone else but yourself. It's very gratifying when it goes well. When you've made jokes that you wrote in your notebook and then you go try them out at an open mic and then you try them at another show and then you're getting paid and people are coming out in the hallway like, yo, the one you did about this, and you can just think about the lineage of that. Like it from going to your thought to paper to the stage, and then now it's affecting people, or like people are coming to you and saying like, thank you so much, I needed this, like I've been struggling with this or feeling this or these thoughts or such and such, and it really gives them that type of healing. Man, that feels amazing, to then you have people that become return fans or return customers where they're continuing to come to your shows, they're promoting your shows, they want to book you for other shows. Like, I mean, the times when I do a show and then I get booked for another show on the spot, I mean, that's an amazing feeling right there. Just keeps your business going. And especially like nowadays, man, with the whole pandemic, bro, it's, a lot of the comedy clubs are closed. The way we see comedy has been morphed for the time being. And that sucks. Now we've pivoted. I respect our society for being able to pivot, to be able to do Zoom and Zoom shows, because it's making me work another muscle. It's making me understand, how do I be funny within the confines of this square or this rectangle? You know what I'm saying? It's a different, but there's different ways you can utilize Zoom. Now I'm doing sets where if I have a joke that I have some visual support, I could put it up and share my screen. So I can almost use a punchline with a visual, or I can play music in my background. I have mad stuff standing around me that I can use as props. You know what I'm saying? So those are things that in ways in which we pivot. But there's nothing like just being in an audience and hearing that laughter. Like there's nothing like that, man. It's the most gratifying feeling that you can have.
Well, apparently the vaccine is around somewhere. A lot of people are 50-50 on it. Some of it feels like we're going to be turned into Last of Us vampires.
Yeah, man. I've seen I Am Legend.
We're going to be having to shoot our dogs and stuff.
Yeah, bro. It's going to be me and a dog out there, straight up. Just in LA driving around. I'm at the South Street Seaport. I have food. I have shelter. That's gonna be me. Running radio transmissions.
Oh man, we're gonna be walking into DVD stores. Ain't nobody there at the register. It's just
they're already not at the DVD stores. Hold on, they still doing that in South Africa? What's y'all DVD stores? Hold on now.
Oh no, the last one closed down. This pandemic just put the nail in the coffin for that one, man.
It's like a rent. They're talking about like rental, right? Where you can rent.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
Blockbuster videos thing is that's the thing of the
past.
past. Like Blockbusters, people go there now for nostalgia. It's become a historical landmark. That's the crazy thing. Like people will be like, "Oh, let's go visit the Blockbuster. I heard there's one in Utah. That's crazy to think." And that's what could possibly happen with all the stores we now know. like, hey, there's still a Target somewhere in the United States, because with Amazon, like everyone's shipping their stuff now, and with the drones and everything that are basically starting to deliver your packages, there's literally no need for the store other
Nah,
than just to go see people.
that's gonna be rough. I actually saw a
Mhm.
retro museum. It is one of the greatest ideas. I'm actually gonna steal it. I'm gonna just take all of the old shit that is in my
Yeah,
house and just put it on a
yeah,
wall and be like, look at this.
yeah. That's hilarious. That's
Yeah,
funny.
yeah, no, man. I think that's like retro museum stores are actually going to become a thing because I
You
looked at
know
it
what? That's
from.
kind of gives me a funny idea too. To be, I just almost want to take pictures. I'm gonna start taking pictures in front of regular stores and be like, yo, one day it's gonna be a landmark. Watch when Amazon takes over and there's no stores. You see this Starbucks right here? Yeah,
People are going to be getting Starbucks via drone now. Ah, man,
yeah.
that's going to be insanity. That is going to be
Hmm.
insanity. But yeah, man, I definitely love what you said about comedy and all of that stuff. I don't know. Sometimes it like YouTube is a different thing, but sometimes you also do get that whole turning a negative thing into a positive thing or whatever. Because
Hmm.
like I've had a lot of stuff that's failed online, and it's just like, damn, okay, but how can I make this funny though?
Hmm.
So yeah, I definitely flipping negatives into positives is one of the greatest things about comedy in my personal opinion. It's like how we cope with life and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
you hear like the people are exploiting people in the Congo and you're like, damn, Britain ain't done yet. You guys are not finished.
Yeah, you're not
Can we
came to
call
finish
time
the
out?
job.
Time out, time out.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, you can find humor in anything, man. And I don't think there's anything too any subjects that could be too sensitive, because it's like I don't think any subject should really be taboo. I think if you can make it funny, you can make it funny. And that goes across the board for all types of things that people wouldn't say. Now there's some areas where I won't touch, because I don't think that I've mastered how to make it completely funny where I won't upset someone. But if somebody does make some kind of topic funny, I'll be like, all right, okay, they did that.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think that anything can be touched. That's what I personally think, and I think like the people that get upset at it, like for me, there's a lot of stuff I get upset at. Like I'm not even going to be
Mhm.
that guy who's like, no, nothing upset. No, there's a lot of stuff that upsets me, a lot of stuff. But like usually for me, what I do is I just never listen to it again. Like I'm one dude, I have no problem. Like for me, truly canceling somebody is just
Yeah,
cutting them out of my life. Like it's like you're literally an X button away. Like
yeah,
what's this? Like I heard some comedians tell some race jokes about Africa and whatever because they were referring it to. First off, they were referring it like as Africa. They weren't even being like specific about the place that they were talking about. One, and then two, they were just it was that usual stuff of the zebras and the monkeys, and I was
yeah,
just like, all
yeah.
right.
Stereotypical stuff. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, okay, and I just never listened to them again. Versus like
Hmm.
people who were in the comment section like cancel him right now. I was like, yeah, that doesn't work that way because now all
Well,
you're doing
that's
is creating like a buzz, in my personal opinion. So for me, I'm just like, I'll never listen to you again. I'm good.
well, that's the thing about the way the internet works now, is that the internet does have so much power, and people they feel that they are in charge of who they want their celebrity to be. So if they say something they don't like, they're like, oh, we can cancel him. Let's get him canceled. Let's all band together. And that's what's kind of annoying too. That
Yeah,
there is so
I
much.
mean, but I don't think it works though, because you have to be a fan first, really.
Hmm.
Like so many people have tried to cancel Dave Chappelle. Like Dave Chappelle getting canceled every 2 weeks. Like that's how flippity floppity the internet is. Like
Yeah.
it flips. Like it's literally it's an omelet at this stage. Like it's just whatever the way the frying pan is going right now. That's how
Yeah.
people are
Whoever's
like.
bored has the time.
Like because we love Dave Chappelle and then he releases Unforgiven. Dave Chappelle is right, and
Hmm.
then next week he tells a transgender joke. We hate Dave Chappelle. Wait, what?
Exactly. Exactly.
It's like some bipolar people on the internet. Wow, like y'all need help. Y'all are in need of some therapy, ma'am. Like, geez, relax. And
That's
like the
true.
thing is that, like Dave Chappelle, the jokes that he told about the transgender community, I was like, I have heard so much worse. Like, if y'all really are getting mad over that, y'all don't even want to know some of the transgender jokes that are floating around there on the internet. Like it can get bad. Like what he said, he
It's
literally
that thing.
did.
It's a cakewalk compared to what else is out there. Right.
Because like I also heard like another comedian, he made Big J Okerson. I don't know if you know him.
No, I know who it is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Like he told a really funny joke. This is his words though, so don't cancel me. I'm only 193 subscribers, guys. Don't cancel me. But anyway, he was like, that whole thing of tranny and transgender is just like, come on, guys. Like, tranny is not the worst thing you can be called. Like, if I said, what's this? I love all the trannies in the world, you'd still want to cancel me. But if I was like, every transgender human being should be slaughtered and wiped off the face of the earth, you wouldn't be like, he used the right term or whatever. So I was just
Yeah,
like, yeah,
right.
that makes sense to me personally. I mean, I don't know the rules. If
That makes sense though.
yeah, but I'm just saying, like, for me, yeah, I would go with the love trannies route over the transgenders must be killed and suffer genocide.
Yeah,
That's just
yeah.
me.
Hmm.
But then again, it's the internet, and you kind of just have to leave that leeway to be like, if I'm wrong, teach me, don't yell at me, because
Just teach me, don't yell at me. That's funny.
no, that's what they do. Like,
Hmm.
everybody yells, man. Like, whenever, like, I saw that thing of Tyrese. I don't know if you saw that thing of Tyrese when he was posting pictures about South Africa, and it was just like, Tyrese, why did you do that, man? Oh no.
What was he doing? What was he posting?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it was a big story here in South Africa. He was basically posting like white people washing black people's feet or whatever, and the white people were just like doing stuff for black people in South Africa here and all of that stuff. And it was like
Yeah.
pictures out of context and stuff, and like weird pictures. And he was trying to make a narrative about how the white people in Africa are better than the white people in America and all of that stuff. And South Africans were pissed. South Africans were mad.
That makes sense.
They were mad. And for me, I was one of those dudes like, maybe he doesn't know.
He doesn't know it's good yet.
I mean, he was in the middle of crying about Fast and the Furious, so maybe he wasn't in the right, mind state, or whatever.
Mm.
So I mean, he was having a challenge made about him and everything, and Shayla
The
Rocks.
Tyrese challenge, yeah.
And he was losing
I
his.
did. I did something like that too. I did a Tyrese challenge.
Of
I
course you
know I
did.
did.
Of
Oh
course you
man,
did.
I can't remember what I did. But it was. I remember that time period though.
I was just
What a
saying, like
time.
that was a whole thing that was happening around Tyrese, and yeah, like South Africans were pissed. Oh, they emailed him a lot. He got a lot of emails, a lot of tweets, and all of that stuff. So yeah, definitely it was just one of those situations where I would have been like, I would like to talk to you. Like, I would like to
Yeah.
tell you why that's not the case. Like, I even tried to add him on Twitter. Not that he knows who I am, obviously. Like, I'm that dude in the subway. I said this to another dude. I'm that dude in the subway. The world is ending. Do you have a dollar? That's who I am at this point. Like, nobody
That's
knows
funny.
or cares who I am, which I'm
Yeah.
perfectly aware of. So, but yeah, I was one of the dudes who sent him a message to say, dude, I can help you with this. Like, I can, we can talk. Like, I'm not gonna yell at you per se. So yeah, definitely. I'm like, for me, I definitely have a baseball policy: three strikes and then you're out, type of thing. Like, I don't. It's not like everybody now is like, you miss once, that's it, game over. Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat.
You kind of get him innocent until proven guilty a few
Yeah,
times. A few.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mortal Kombat,
Hmm.
finish him. Your soul is
Yeah.
mine. That's everybody right now. I'm like,
Hmm.
all right. This is why you shouldn't do this. Strike one. This is why you shouldn't do this. Strike two. This is why you shouldn't do this. Strike three. Okay, you perfectly are fine with doing this. So now I
Yeah.
gotta roast you. that's
Understood.
basic. That's basically my policy about life and all of that stuff, man. Yeah, but I'm definitely seeing a lot of the world becoming more global. I do like that. I'm just hoping that like, I don't know if you heard about that Will I Am situation.
No. What was that?
Oh, when apparently Will I Am jacked the whole song from us. Oh, not him, but there's a DJ called Megan Rain, I think. Yeah, her name is Megan Rain. And what happened is that her and will.i.am collaborated on a track, and apparently the track was a ripoff of a South African artist who released the track in 2016. And it's like they played them side by side, and the ripoff thing was was
I think I kind of
unmistakable,
remember
man.
hearing about that.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
and will.i.am was trying to apologize, and I'm a huge will.i.am fan, so I was sorely disappointed when I heard about this stuff, man.
Yeah.
And and it was just that was an L fest. If I ever saw one, like him and his team just took L's. They were like, I don't know if you ever watched Yu-Gi-Oh, but you know how they deal the cards in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
Basically, he was just eating L's like that because like like first off, he got the guy's name wrong, and then he didn't apologize to the guy directly. He apologized to Megan Rain, and then after that, he was saying stuff like he tried to stop the song, but he still released the song, and he still did promo for the song. And then the Black Eyed Peas, Apple the App, and Taboo also released the song on their
Oh
Instagram
yeah.
as well.
Hmm.
And South Africans were just like, "Oh, you think we only have one computer? We don't have the internet. We're all tweeting from this. We're just waiting in line to tweet from this one computer." will.i.am. Oh, it was man, I was so sad because I was just like, yo, will.i.am, if you just hit up the original artist, you would have made so much money. You would have just made so much money, and you would have had a whole new avenue, because we love the Black Eyed Peas in South Africa. We love the Black Eyed
Yeah.
Peas in South Africa, but it was just like so I'm hoping
And
that
so just
I'm hoping as we become more global, definitely, because a lot of my favorite celebrities are in America. As we become
mhm.
more global, less of that happens per se. Because yeah, that was it was a rough situation to watch.
Well, that's, I mean, that's what they're kind of going for too. You know what I mean? On the other end, they're going for New World Order. So it is a global. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all coming together. Yeah, right. Exactly.
Man. Oh, speaking of jokes though, speaking less getting away from more controversial topics, because I'm a controversial dude. I'm gonna probably be a problem when I become famous. If I become like, I don't even know if I want it like that anymore. You know, like you see more fame stuff, stories coming out, and you're like,
Yeah.
I just want to pay my bills doing stuff I like. Like that'll be
Right.
cool. That'll be fine for me. This fame thing, I don't know.
I mean, it comes with it though. You know,
Yeah,
it just
yeah,
comes
I
with
guess
it.
so. But speaking of
Yeah.
jokes, one of my favorite jokes from you is the Mario joke. The
Oh,
one,
okay.
the one where you like having Mario talk back to you at the screen. Like I definitely play games and I yell at my video game characters. Like I was playing Miles Morales recently, and Miles Morales got stuck on this wall, and I was like, "Come on, Miles! God damn it! What the hell is happening?"
Yeah.
Like
So
I'm
you
not the
imagine
one
if they
holding the
talk, if they
control.
spoke back to you, you know, that's the whole premise of that joke. And that one, I haven't told that joke in many years, man. But like but it's how I feel still, you know. It's, I mean, the games, they're just how they're getting smarter. I mean, heck, I've been messing with the Oculus Quest 2 VR, and it's like, it's insane how realistic it has become. I mean, it's just,
Oculus
I
though
don't
and all
know.
of that stuff, I don't know, because like that's a bit too much for me. Like I'm just like,
Yeah.
imagine if you start playing scary games, because I'm already a scary nigga. Like I don't like scary movies because it
Yeah.
makes me look like a bitch. I get scared very very easily. Like I had my one of my exes from long ago, not long ago, but yeah, basically 3 years ago or whatever. She was into horror movies a lot, and whenever we watched it, I was the dude who was like hiding behind the
The
sheets. And I was
scared
just
one.
like,
Yeah.
this is not, she's not going to respect me at all. She was like, every time we're going to have a fight, she's going to be like, shut your ass up before I bring Jason in here to sort your ass out.
You know what? And the scary movies don't really do it for me either. But you know what? There's a few. Like, I mean, I just watched one called Into the Void, which is crazy. It was this dude's experience about him dying, and then you basically follow his point of view of him going into the afterlife and all this crazy thing. And it's just like him floating over like his sister and like floating wherever he wants. And literally, the whole movie is just aerial. It's crazy. It's crazy down there. It freaked me out though. It was kind of scary. It's actually kind of scary because it's all POV, straight up from his
uh,
point of view. So it literally from him getting shot, him looking down, you know, you see that, and then falling on the floor. and then just laying on the ground for a while, and then slowly you see this camera start to pulse and fade. It's insane how they just depicted it.
What is people okay in Hollywood? Like y'all all right?
Now I think this is actually a foreign film, you know, so it was one of those
Oh,
ones that was very artistic, and it was just straight up like,
okay, okay.
yeah, they took a risk with it, but I think they took a good risk, and it's on a list of like the top mindfuck films, so that type of thing. So you can find it's called Enter the Void.
Into the void.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I might have nightmares after that, so I don't know.
Yeah, you might
I'll
have to
get
pass
back to
that
you.
one up. Yeah. Watch it during the daytime.
I might
Yeah.
get back to you. Speaking of movies, though, are you a big movie guy? Are you a big movie guy?
Yes, I am. Yeah, totally. Huge movie buff. Of course, you know, having a film degree, it's like it comes with the
Yeah,
territory.
you have a film degree?
I do. I have a film and acting. So I doubled. I got two degrees from Towson University.
I in my research of you, that was nowhere near. I did not
No,
know
nowhere
you.
near. I gotta put that
I
up.
can find it.
Maybe someone gotta. Yeah, I don't know about Wikipedia. I don't know. People
Yeah.
write my Wikipedia. I didn't.
I
It's
think
like
you
I
need to.
exist because of other people's Wikipedia posts. You
You need
know.
to slot that in there, man. Like
Yeah.
IMDb was not putting any of those acting degrees in there. And
Hilarious. Well, I gotta
I
check
did a
that
lot
out.
of I did a lot of research. Like an obscene amount. I think like my sister was like, "You're gonna be on some sort of watch list. Like you just need to calm down. Just have like six
Nah.
questions."
Well, no, but it's much appreciated. You know what I mean? When you do the research on your person, I mean that's how you get a better interview because you know you feel like you have actual legitimate questions to ask, and it's not like hey, so how's your mom doing? You just find out, oh, nigga's mom just died. Like, why are you asking some? Are you stupid? You know, you do a little bit of research.
Yeah, no, I always stalk my guests before they come on here. I always stalk
Yeah.
my guests, but I would have definitely asked you about that. But let's talk about that. So film buff.
Mm-hmm.
Was there a particular reason you went for that, or was that just part of the whole entertainment experience?
I mean, yeah, well, just being part of the entertainment, like the whole acting thing, it was like you know, acting in my mind went hand in hand with film. You know, film acting. And I was what I was kind of more interested in, like in doing film acting, not necessarily theater, but theater was how I got you know, that was my entry point. And so when I found, you know, I wanted to do more film acting, that's when I just like decided I wanted to do film degree. And then at that point, it taught me how to edit, write scripts, you know, the producing, like all that, you know, and that's been, I mean, it's been a great asset to my skill set.
I've just recently got into script writing. It is one of the hardest things I have ever done in my entire life. I
Mm-hmm.
like because you have to kind of describe everything. And I'm just used to like he goes to the bathroom. That's usually the writing that I've been used to. But now that I'm trying to get into script writing, you gotta be like he is at the table, he stands up, he makes a left, and then all of this stuff has to mean stuff. It is like film is a
Mm-hmm.
different like type of beast. Like film and acting and script writing and all of that, it's like it's a different type of beast. Like people think it's
Totally.
easy because they like see all the Instagram posts and everything. You are not an actor just because you can make people laugh on Instagram. I'm sorry, there's just a lot more that goes into it and all of that stuff that
Mm-hmm.
people just don't understand, I guess. Well, I
Totally.
mean, you
Totally.
know, when you're a Vine fan, and then I mean, when you're a Vine star, and then you get to make whatever movie you want for Netflix, I guess, but you know, there's just a whole lot more that goes into that stuff. Like script writing for me was just it's something that's really like I don't know if it's the same for you. Maybe you're just used to writing scripts at this point, but like for me, as a person who's never done it, it feels like totally different from just writing regular stories and regular books and stuff.
Yeah, I would say get a book called Save the Cat. That's like one of the greatest screenwriting books, and it just really makes it a lot easier. It makes it more. It makes it easier to get your ideas onto the paper. That's one of the greatest screenwriting books I've read. I mean, obviously, writing is what gets you good. You just got to keep writing. And I've written numerous scripts, and I understand the format. And then also reading scripts to see like from movies that you've already viewed. You got to read. You can look up online. There's like a lot of different outlets where you can find PDFs for scripts and reading them and seeing how they're supposed to be structured and stylized and how you know this idea that this writer did it was depicted on the screen. You know, it's interesting to see that. So it makes it like this is how they describe this moment. You know.
Does that ruin movies for you though, as just a thing? Because I think for me, it's kind of done that, like that, and watching like critical like critics on YouTube and stuff. Like I'm
Mhm.
definitely more critical of like movies nowadays, which is like weird because I used to be a huge Fast and the Furious fan. Like I loved a lot of the Fast and the Furious movies, but like I'm like at some point I was just like, wait, this is some of the dumb. Wait, so you mean to tell me Dom can fly a car between two Dubai buildings and it's fine?
Yeah.
Like they just put that in the script. Like you just drop cars fly now. That's just a thing that happens. Okay. And then and then like he can assemble a car like a Lego. Like if you this like if like all of that stuff, that's insane. So I mean, yeah, for I don't know if that ruins movies for you. Does that do that?
What they're like reading the scripts?
Not reading the scripts, just like being a script writer and watching the movies.
I mean, it's like I think that no, it doesn't ruin it for me. I think for it helps me understand the structure better, and like it makes me actually it actually motivates me more. Like if I see a bad movie, I know like structurally what's happening at what point, like, and I know like or I know what should have happened at certain points in the film. Um, and so it's actually interesting. It's kind of like it's homework. And then when I see an amazing film like where the script is amazing, I heck that show This Is Us. This Is Us has some of the best writing on TV. I mean, it's amazing. Like the characters sound naturally like they're naturally speaking to one another, and that's what it should be. Your dialogue shouldn't sound so on the nose, and that's what I do notice a lot. Like if when they're giving a lot of exposition, whereas they might say things like, uh, "Oh, hello, Kate. Hello, Jack. Good to talk to you. Well, I heard that your mom isn't doing so well from the diabetes that she just contracted. That is a shame. Well, I'm here at home. I'm getting ready to eat apples. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to say all that. You can show a picture of somebody's dying mom, have them put the picture down. They say show, don't tell. Show, don't tell.
Mm.
So when I see movies doing a lot of telling and not showing, it's just bad. It's bad writing.
Oh,
And
okay.
This Is Us just has some really good writing.
So last question. I see the Black Panther behind you. I see the Spider-Man
Yes.
behind you and all of that stuff.
Yes,
So
indeed. Yeah.
last question. With the Marvel universe, do you think that they do a lot of that correctly with the showing and not telling? Like, do you think like the Marvel universe?
Yeah, I think Marvel does a good job. I think they do a great job, and it's so much that like they have to get through, like to like make you understand these characters and all that, and so like in the comics you can have a page where you're giving exposition, telling the vibranium, what vibranium is and all that. But like what they do, what I love, just something that comes straight to my mind. We didn't know how hard Captain America's shield was, but then you also know Thor's hammer is super heavy. You know what I mean? And when you saw it strike another, they just bounced off of each other because it matches. That's how strong the shield is. But then when you see the Hulk try to pick up Thor's hammer, it lets you know that he couldn't even pick it up. So like that's a show, don't tell. That lets you know right there that
Mm,
his hammer is heavy. If the Hulk can't even pick it up, they didn't say they didn't have to do a whole bunch of talking about it. You know?
mm. Okay, yeah, no, okay, okay. I have to
Mm-hmm.
go view those movies a little bit differently now. I
Yeah,
mean,
they
yeah,
do a good
sure.
job.
There's like some plot holes that bother me, like that whole thing of there's 3,000 outcomes, we only win one. I was like, I'm sure y'all win 10. I can at least name 10, but I mean,
Yeah,
that's just me.
yeah,
With that being said, though, man, I want to say thank you so much for coming through. It has been so
yes.
exciting to have you here. I've been geeking out the entire time. You should just don't look like I'm not gonna do a pan over to my seat because it is just sploosh.
Oh wow. Okay, that now I'm uncomfortable. Good time. I'm glad we're getting off the call now. You upset a lot of people with that. No, but
Okay.
it's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Nah,
I do
man. Like,
appreciate. It's happy to that we were able to work this
thank you
out.
so much. Do you have any last words for Meisterville before we close this call out?
Last words to everyone, man. Let's finish out 2020 strong. This has been a hard year for everyone I can imagine, but just make sure you keep supporting comedy at whatever capacity that it is right now. I appreciate you guys for rocking with me. Again, if you gotta follow me on the socials, it's at Broady the Joker, Brody the Joker, and that's pretty much for everything across the board. So my Instagram, Twitter.
I'll make sure everybody can find you. Like what I will do is I'll put your handles underneath your video, and I'll put handles in the comment section in the description section. So there will be no excuses. And please do yourselves a favor. I'm to here now. I can't talk. Do yourselves a favor and follow this man everywhere. You will not regret it. You will not regret it.
Thank you guys.
And with that being said, me and Mr. Broady the Joker have to be out. All right. Peace. 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 Peace.